Have you ever used a crossbow in Payday 2? Once revered and now lost in the archives of past metas, crossbows in Payday 2 became somewhat famous a couple of years ago. For their strengths, they output some serious damage, have refillable ammo by picking up your arrows off the floor, highly concealable for dodge builds, and more importantly, they don't need any skills to make them better, allowing those skill points to go to other parts of a build. What was seen as the downside of this weapon type were few. Reload time on the heavier bows, shooting arcs making longer distance shots more difficult, and then there was the people that struggled with the notion of criminals using ancient crossbows and longbows against the police and SWAT teams. But of course, they were fine with the rest of this realistic game.
Get the fuck up!
Holy shit. What also rose to fame was the ability to apply certain skills to the bows that had no place being there, in particular body expertise. This was one of the factors that made the one-shot dozer killer build viable. That, as well as the health of the bulldozers back then, was also a lot less. Most famously, the light crossbow dodge build with an explosive secondary, critical hits, Messiah aced and feign death aced was a staple among solo one-down players and even the filthy casual player like myself. Freeing up skill points due to the lack of any weapon particular skills make crossbow builds filled with variety, other than the fact that crossbows are in them all. In Payday 2, there are 6 primary bows and 1 secondary. The Plains Rider, light crossbow, air bow, English longbow, my nickname in high school, the compound bow, the heavy crossbow, and the sole secondary is the pistol crossbow. The primary bows range in damage from 700 all the way to 2000, which is some crazy damage, especially when you couple that with critical hit chances and applying headshot multipliers. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite bow is, or even if you like them at all, and please make sure you hit the like button if you enjoy this video. I recently jumped into a mutator game of bulldozers only and managed to get slightly over 10,000 damage with one hit. This was with low blow and critical hits and high value target ace. So the one hit kill on a bulldozer isn't quite possible anymore on death sentence, but you sure can do some serious damage. The question really is, do the bows actually have a place in this game anymore, or were they relegated to being a novelty or mid-tier weapon once the damage was reduced and left out of the skill effects? For me, there are 2 ways to look at this. First is, as always, play the game how you want to play it. I'll be honest, playing with bows to me is fun. It's not as easy as spraying an auto-fire weapon. You have 1 arrow at a time, similar to sniper rifles, but due to the projectile arc of the shot, the further away you are, the more satisfying it feels when it lands. Try hitting a sniper on the top of one of the buildings in the Goat Sim heist with a light crossbow. It feels good if you get it first time. Second to this is the technical aspect of it. Take the heaviest enemy in the game, not counting Captain Winters or the bosses, is the minigun dozer, with 48,000 health on death sentence. Landing 4 critical hits in a row will still not take that sucker down. Even the lesser dozers have 24,000 health that requires 2 critical hits and a headshot to kill. When you add in the time for the reload speeds, accuracy, distance needed, and the critical hit chance percentage, and then compare that to the damage per second you get from, say, the micro Uzi that has a fire rate of 1200 and can still also have the same critical hit chance, then it comes down to my first point. Similar to most perk decks and weapons, they are all fun to use on mid to low difficulties, but on death sentence you may get some funny comments if you're rocking the heavy bow nowadays. So my final words, they are definitely a fun weapon type. If you can land more shots than you miss with them, then they will serve you well. Do enjoy the extra skill points you relieve by not taking shotgun, pistol, or AR skills, and to end everything, keep those bows dropping. Thank you.